أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لقد أرسلنا رسلنا بالبينات وأنزلنا معهم الكتاب والميزان ليقوم الناس بالقسط هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا. Assalamu alaikum ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ramadan with Zidane. Today is the 6th of Ramadan. Hope your Ramadan is going healthy, wealthy and wise, and everyone is reaping the rahmas and barakah of this beautiful month and continuing to striving to be the best in this month and the next 11 months after this. And again, as always, we are back with Ramadan with Zidane. The Surah Al-A'raf is the 7th Surah of the Quran, 206 verses, 39 in sequence, and of course 24 rukus. So as we know that in the last part we learned Surah Al-A'raf, delved a little more deeper on of course the story of Adam alayhi salam, and aside from that the day of judgment, the second section of the surah was comprised of the day of judgment. Now the third section of the surah is the stories of the prophets, and it is the majority of this surah, about 100 verses. Then the final section of this surah, 20 or so odd verses, they are going to be about the, it's going to be about the last, like Surah Shura, where the Prophet ﷺ was reassured, and a little bit more delving on the polytheists. So without further ado, let's start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لقد أرسلنا نوحا إلى قومه فقال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره إني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم عظيم. And the same like Surah Shura, same like Surah Safat, you can see the similarities. We have discussed about this in the last episode. Indeed, we sent Nuh alayhi salam to his people, and he said that, oh, you believe, why, oh, those who are from my people, why don't you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? There is no other God except him. قال الملأ من قومه إنا لنراك في ضلال مبين. Those people who were from his, the chieftains, they said that we indeed see you as a person who was in real error. He said, indeed I am not in any error, I am just a prophet. Indeed, I give you only the message. Why don't you feel a little strange that there is a reminder from your Lord coming after so much time? So it means that you are definitely astray on some part. And indeed, they disbelieved him, so they were drowned, and indeed Nuh alayhi salam managed to escape. Now what happened was that again Nuh alayhi salam, when everyone got killed and there was no more disbelievers on the earth. Now Nuh alayhi salam, the new people who came, of course the 80 people, now they populated the earth, and their offsprings believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then their offsprings believed, and fast forward millennia, about decades, a lot of time later, now this generation, they started going astray again, and then the next prophet came. That indeed, now Ad, he says the same to Ad, and Hud alayhi salam says the same thing, that indeed I am also a messenger, why don't you believe? That indeed those leaders, they again said that indeed we see you in some really big error. He said, oh my people, I am not in any error, but indeed I am just a messenger. I again give you the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and indeed I am a well-wisher for you. Why don't you feel that there is a reminder coming? So definitely you are doing something wrong. The same thing that I was emphasizing right now, that when he made you successors after the people of Nuh, and he gave you ample things in stature. You are the most muscular people, you are the most physically strength people, you build out houses from the mountains. So then again remember the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They said that indeed you have come to this, that we leave our God that all the forefathers worship. It is a very new idea. He said, now you have invoked the torment upon you from your Lord. So now you wait, I am also going to wait. So those who believed with him and him, Yahud alayhi salam, we saved. And we cut off the root of the disbelievers, and then they were finished. Well, now the next generation. And now it is said to those people people, that is the people of Samud, that why don't you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Qad ja'atkum bayyinatun min rabbikum, indeed there is clear signs coming to you from your Lord. Hazi naqatullahi lakum ayatan zaruha taqul fi ardillahi wa la tamassuha bisu'in fayakhuzukum azabun qareeb. Indeed this camel is a sign from your Lord, and do not kill it and share the well between it the day, one day to her, one day to you. Wazkuru ijalakum khulafa min ba'di 'ad. Now remember, just it was said to Ad, just like this it is said to Samud, that remember when we made you successors. وَبَوَّاكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ تَتَّخِذُونَ مِنْ سُبُولِهَا قُصُورًا وَتَنْحِتُونَ الْجِبَالَ بُيُوتًا. And we have given you again benefits. فَاذْكُرُوا آلَاءَ اللَّهِ وَلَا تَعْصَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ. Again remember the graces of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not cause any mischief in the land. قَالَ الْمَلَأُ الَّذِينَ اسْتَكْبَرُوا مِنْ قَوْمِهِ لِلَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا لِمَنْ آمَنَ مِنْهُمْ وَتَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّ صَالِحًا مُرْسَلٌ مِنْ رَبِّهِ. Again they were countering. قَالُوا إِنَّا بِمَا أُرْسِلَ بِهِ مُؤْمِنُونَ. Now those people who are, now there is a difference over here between the chiefs, that those people who were weak, of course, they were following the Prophet Salih alayhi salam, and they said to them that do you believe? And they said we believe, because their faith was strong. قَالَ الَّذِينَ اسْتَكْبَرُوا إِنَّا بِالَّذِي آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ كَافِرُونَ. They said that indeed we are not believing in what you say. فَأَقَرُوا النَّاقَةَ وَآتَوْا عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ وَقَالُوا يَا صَالِحُ ائْتِنَا بِمَا تَعِدُنَا إِن كُنتَ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. And then they killed the she camel, which is the last straw, and then they said bring on any torment that you have. فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الرَّجْفَةُ وَأَصْبَحُوا فِي دَارِهِمْ جَاثِمِينَ. So the earthquake seized them and they lay dead. فَتَوَلَّى عَنْهُمْ وَقَالَ يَا قَوْمِ لَقَدْ أَبْلَغْتُكُمْ رِسَالَةَ رَبِّي وَنَصَحْتُ لَكُمْ وَلَكِنْ لَا تُحِبُّونَ النَّاصِحِينَ. Again another surah that describes all these stories is Surah Hud. And then he turned from them and he said that indeed I have conveyed to you my message, I have done my part, but you have not listened to my advice. وَلُوطًا إِذْ قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ أَئِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الْفَاحِشَةَ مَا سَبَقَكُم بِهَا مِنْ أَحَدٍ مِنَ الْعَالَمِينَ. And Lut alayhi salam, when he said to his people that you do the worst sin, the most unnatural sin that nobody ever before has ever done. أَئِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الرِّجَالَ شَهْوَةً مِنْ دُونِ النِّسَاءِ بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ. And indeed you practice your lust in a different way, and indeed you are a transgressing people. وَمَا كَانَ جَوَابَ قَوْمِهِ إِلَّا أَنْ قَالُوا اخْرِجُوهُمْ مِنْ قَرْيَتِكُمْ إِنَّهُمْ أُنَاسٌ يَتَطَهَّرُونَ. And then his people said that take them out of this land, because indeed he is very pure and we are not pure. It is a sarcastic reply, by the way. فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ وَأَهْلَهُ إِلَّا امْرَأَتَهُ كَانَتْ مِنَ الْغَابِرِينَ. And then we saved him and his family except his wife, who was behind in the torment. وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ مَطَرًا. And we sent upon them the rain of stones. فَانْظُرْ كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. Then see how they were actually, their end was, which is the Dead Sea. And the Dead Sea is the same place where Sodom and Gomorrah were located. And another fun fact about the Dead Sea is that no life can live in there, and its salinity is so high you can float on it. Coincidence? I think not. وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ. Now the next story. And towards the people of Madian went Shuaib alayhi salam, and he said, why don't you believe? قَدْ جِئْتُكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Indeed a clear proof have come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ. So do not cause any trouble in the weighing. وَلَا تَبْخَسُوا النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. And do not cause mischief in the land. ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. That is good for you if you believe. وَلَا تَقْعُدُوا بِكُلِّ صِرَاطٍ تُوعِدُونَ وَتَصُدُّونَ بِهِ سَبِيلَ اللَّهِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِهِ وَتَبْغُونَهَا عِوَجًا. And do not practice the decoratism, which is banditry. وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ كُنْتُمْ قَلِيلًا فَكَثَّرَكُمْ. And remember when you were very few, and this area was very barren, because the area of Aqaba in Jordan, and when you were multiplied. فَانْظُرْ كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُفْسِدِينَ. Now see all those people before you and what happened to them. وَإِنْ كَانَ طَائِفَةٌ مِنْكُمْ آمَنُوا بِالَّذِي أُرْسِلْتَ بِهِ وَطَائِفَةٌ لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ فَاصْبِرْ حَتَّى يَحْكُمَ اللَّهُ بَيْنَنَا وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الْحَاكِمِينَ. And if there is a party of you who believe and there is a party of you who do not believe, be patient until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala judges. Wait for the patience and wait for the judgment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is where this juz finishes. This is the end of the 9th, and this is the end of the 8th juz, and the 9th juz over here starts, which is called al-Mala'u. And over here we're going to be stopping for today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to understand the Quran as it is said in Surah Muhammad, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the hearts from remove the locks from our hearts and make ourselves understand the Quran, and to get as much rewards as possible in this blessed month, so that we can be ready for the next 11 months until Ramadan comes the next time. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Quran al-Azim wa nafa'ana wa iyyakum bil ayati wa zikril hakim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.